Good morning. It's Wednesday. Everyone on the East Coast is finally starting to feel normal after the NADA show. At least, I mean, me. Today, we're talking about meetings, notes from the OEM meetings, drivers switching brands, and Southwest cramming people into planes.
Get in there.
Adrian Wall Gibbs, first to the comments today.
Oh, it was so good to see her this last weekend.
It was. Thanks for coming to the meetup, because it was such a long time coming.
So good. Like, I am the thing that gets me at NADA is when I just get to hug the necks of people I don't get to see all year, because like my friends, my family are auto. You know, that's who I spend on like with you and with everybody else. It's like, that's who you're on the phone with. That's who you're on Zoom calls with. That's the relationships that you're building. And so to get everyone back together, it's just so good. I can't get over it. And it's Wednesday. Holy cow.
Marco, totally sorry we didn't get to see you as well. Comment on the live stream. Hey, if you just listen to the podcast, we also live stream this every morning on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And there's people who like chime in the comments. So if you haven't checked out the live stream, check it out sometime. Also, if you watch the live stream, you should go over to Spotify or Apple Music or both and
subscribe
with Troublemaker and just subscribe. Leave a comment. Let people know how you feel about the show. It helps us get the show in front of more people. But yeah, I agree with you, Kyle. It's like I have friends here in town in Syracuse, but I have so many more friends that aren't in town.
Absolutely.
When you see people, it's like it never stopped. You just kind of keep rolling. It's
like
a pretty amazing thing.
Like, I can see Glenn Pash 3 times a year, and it's like, oh, hey, it feels like we were just hanging out last week.
Like we hang out every week.
That's mainly because it's Glenn Pash, and he just feels that way. But you know that replicates across a bunch of people.
Yes. Hey, 97 days from now, we will all be together in person in Baltimore for a SoduCon. We hope that you can be there with us. We're going to have 650 of our closest friends all together in one place. May 14th through 17th. Make sure you go to asoducon.com. Get your tickets now. We have massive early bird discount going on right now. That's about to change shortly. So now's your time to get it. We have people asking if you can buy tickets. Yes, you can. We only have a handful of the speakers who are going to be there up on the site, but they are up on the site. One of the best, or one of the most notable anyway, is Will Guidara, author of Unreasonable Hospitality, this book right here.
Read it twice. I saw 2 more posts about it yesterday on the old LinkedIn. It was nuts.
On the old LinkedIn. So New York Times bestselling author. Read the book. You'll be inspired by it. You'll certainly be inspired when you hear him speak and get to meet him live at a SoduCon. So go get your tickets to soducon.com, and we'll get to be together like in person for real, for real. I think that's all for the announcements today.
Let's get into it.
All right. So if you didn't know, at the NADA show, they have what we call make meetings. All the OEMs have their individual meetings. They're closed just for dealers only, where they talk about their strategies. They talk about maybe some issues they're having and try to inspire the dealer body for the vision going into 2024. So we're going to go over top 5 make meetings to give you a peek into the roadmap as some key strategies and challenges were revealed from Subaru's production comeback to Ford's EV transition plans. Are changing a little bit. So here we go. We'll give you the rundown. Subaru dealers are celebrating a big rebound in inventory alongside electrification plans with Toyota. They expect to sell 680,000 units this year now that they figured out all the chip shortage and all that stuff, which will be their best sales year after 2019, after which they sold 700,000 units. So here's a quote from one Subaru executive. He said, 2024 looks bright as we resolve past challenges and move forward with our electrification journey. Ford talked about dealer concern.
Electrification journey.
Ford addressed dealers' concerns. There's a lot of them going around right now, promising improvements in EV certification and dealer relationships, with CEO Jim Farley, committing to having some direct feedback sessions, stating we're committed to smoothing out the bumps in the EV transition together. While Elena Ford, yes, Ford, great-granddaughter of founder Henry Ford, who is now the chief dealer engagement officer, she basically talked about falling dealer satisfaction scores and said, I know you're not feeling great right now, and I'm here to fix it. It's a big statement. Huh?
Hey, look, I'm proud of her for at least stating the truth, right?
Yes.
Hey, they directly talked about the EV certification, and what the cost of it is. I was talking to Brian Finkelmeyer at Cox Automotive yesterday, and he was mentioning that, you know, a lot of dealers that he was talking to at NADA were spending anywhere between $250,000 and $500,000 on EV certification, EV ramp up, building projects to return an average gross profit of negative $1,400 per EV unit. So, you know, these dealerships aren't SaaS companies. They can't start to have a burn multiple on their EV investment. You know,
that's a good one. Burn multiple on EV investment. Put that on a t-shirt. A Hyundai is reporting success, obviously talking about their partnership with Amazon, saying we're rolling with this partnership. It's going good. And they're emphasizing dealer involvement in this path forward. CEO Jose Munoz remarked, our partnership with Amazon's just the beginning of redefining car buying. So obviously going into that, but with all the agency stuff behind us now, he's like, we need dealer involvement. It's about time that came around. Chevy is looking to attract a lot of new customers to the brand, talking about their upcoming EV lineup, including the Equinox and Silverado, EV adoption. We'll see. Scott Bell, VP of Chevrolet, expressed our new EVs represent a gateway to introduce Chevrolet to a whole new audience.
I feel like this is like a read the room moment. You know what I mean?
Like camera on the speaker, camera on the faces, right?
Like, guys, we might want to talk about how we're not going to bring more EVs to you over the next year.
That's kind of what Ford, that's what Ford did, right?
That's true.
But they're a little behind, right? Ford took their knocks early, and we'll see if Chevy learns anything from them or doesn't. Finally, Nissan is aiming for a U.S. retail share of 6.1% with a focus on affordability and strategic incentives, riding on the success of their most accessible models like the Nissan Sentra and the Kicks. That's plural. Judy Wheeler, Nissan's division VP, emphasized affordability and value will be our key drivers in reaching our ambitious goals. Nissan obviously is picking up more steam than they had been planning on. So
yeah,
some happy Nissan dealers.
Hey, everybody, we're gonna be cheap.
Yeah, people are going to be able to afford our cars.
Everybody's going to be able to buy one of these things, and that's a big deal right now. I think that's actually probably the keenest strategy of them all.
Yeah, I mean, we're friends with quite a few Nissan dealers who are doing really well.
Yep, doing
really well as a result. So, yeah, I guess there's nothing else to say about that.
Nothing.
Actually. I think actually this kind of probably ties more into the GM story. So speaking of things that tie into the Chevy part of that story.
Segue.
Oh, you got me in the funny bone on that one. That's good.
A McKinsey survey reveals a significant shift amongst EV customers, with nearly 60% saying they are willing to switch brands for better vehicle connectivity, challenging traditional brand loyalty strategies. So their global survey indicates a strong preference for advanced connectivity features, with a significant portion of customers ready to say, we're going to bounce brands if we find better connectivity somewhere else. In the US, 38% of all vehicle buyers and over 55% in China prioritize connectivity over brand. I'll say it again. Connectivity over brand. CarPlay. Whoa, Chinese automakers lead in integrating connectivity features. So they're already paying Chinese automakers, which we haven't seen their vehicles here yet, but they pay a lot of attention to how everything is going to integrate with your phone and your app. Consumers are showing interest in bundled connectivity options and flexibility of subscription models. So saying we don't want to pay for it all up front. We want to have the option to opt out if we want. And here's a quote from Ben Ellenquig, senior partner at McKinsey, says it's fascinating that you do not see brand loyalty even on the luxury side when it comes to the ability to offer more exciting connectivity solutions.
Here's the reality. Is the future of car technology, I believe, is how much can your phone control everything that you do in your car? Because the root of like everything we do is actually derived in the phone.
Yep.
It manages our 2FA, it manages our logins, it manages saved passwords, it manages our preferences across everything.
That's
that we
a big
do,
one. That's
right?
a big one.
So like think about your phone is the operating, it's become the operating system of like the centrality of your technological life. And so why would you as a manufacturer want to disjoin that from the user when they get into the car? And I hear all the time, people are like, the first thing I look for is how does the CarPlay or the Android show up in the car system? Like,
without a doubt,
the first thing I go to. I'm the same way. I'm like, how does it sound? How does it feel? Can I click through it?
I'll tell you what, I drove when I took a trip to Atlanta late December, and it was dead, by the way, between Christmas and New Year's. So I rented like this Audi Q7 for like $70 a day. It was awesome. And it was the hardest thing to connect my phone to.
It's the worst.
I was like, I literally had to sit in the car for like 7 or 8 minutes being like, okay, wait, let me pair it. Oh, I don't have to pair it. How do I do? It was like, probably once you get it all dialed in, it's, Audis are technically and advanced usually, but yeah, I just wanted to do it easy. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens with the CarPlay thing with GM. I still think they're going to backpedal on it. Or they've developed some groundbreaking infotainment system based on the Android platform that makes my iPhone awesome in the car.
I mean, it would have to be as good as the Tesla system. And I'm still surprised that Tesla actually hasn't come out with the phone, because that's exactly what I think that these operating systems should be.
Yeah, the Tesla system is good. Speaking of coming out with new things, kind of.
Segue.
You're excited about
and
this?
Prioritizing your mobile device. No, I'm so mad at this story. Southwest Airlines is introducing new Recaro.
This is why I put this one in here, because I knew you'd have
in 2025, designed to maximize cabin space on their Boeing 737 MAX 8 planes. You know, the ones that they got. All
nobody really wants to fly.
Nobody wants to fly those right now. Signaling a shift towards thinner seating to accommodate more passengers. So they are going to feature this new, thinner, beautiful, look at that thing. You can see it on the video if you're looking at it. Recaro seats in 2025. They are aiming for, get this, efficiency and more passengers per flight. I mean, the only good thing about this whole deal, in my personal opinion, this is an opinion piece, is that they are adding a new personal device holder in lieu of traditional in-flight and entertainment systems. So you can drop your phone or your iPad right on the back of the seat. It's got this little flip down thing.
And if there's a charger in every seat, right?
Yeah.
Charger right there.
Yeah. It's like,
holder.
I mean, it basically looks like a slightly elevated Allegiant, JetBlue, whatever. It's got like a little bit more padding on the headrest than those, but it's essentially a piece of cardboard with fake leather on it, right?
Probably like 3 stacked pieces of cardboard with fake leather.
Yeah.
Well, some airlines that are going to these seats actually use the extra space to add premium rows, so you can buy like a Comfort Plus or something with 34, 35 inches of leg room. But not Southwest. They're like, we can fit a whole nother row in there, which the owner of the production company that we use, and that's our partner in the docuseries we make. If you haven't seen it, go to morethancars.tv. The team that was with us at NADA, he calls Southwest affectionately, he goes, guys, let's just face it, Southwest is like the public transportation of the skies.
It's exactly right.
It is, because you get on.
Everybody file in, find your seat, sit down, and get out of here.
You go on the plane. You look for the least weird person. You sit next to that person, right? And if you're last on the bus, you have to sit next to the weird people.
Center seat with the weird people.
That's exactly how it goes. Well, we don't have any weird people in this community. Certainly not us.
Right.
Whatever you're doing today, we hope you remember that this business is so much more than cars. It is about the consumer. It is about your team members. It's about making everyone feel like they're moving forward. We'll see you tomorrow.